placing in the past year only twice inside of top 32.
And he's definitely not looking to stop anytime soon, as he is going into game number 1 against JerryK with the Finn the Human, that Brawlhalla crossover.
Now, I actually have no idea who Sphynx played until we just saw that he's going to lock in Brawlhalla here, because he usually doesn't make it far enough in tournament to where people really start reporting their characters. So right now, Sphynx is kind of a complete mystery to me. He doesn't make it long enough in tournaments to report his characters or to appear on stream.
Well, just in Australia, we saw a Brawlhalla do very well. And of course, in North America, we've seen the young pug Pugsy do very well with the Brawlhalla as well. So I guess Sphynx may be taking a page out of these other players' books to play the Brawlhalla against JerryK.
Now, this is the first time we've been on Apocalypse for the Southeast Asian side of this tournament. Sidelight into the neutral light coming out from Sphynx. JerryK has the hammer. It was looking like Sphynx was maybe going to commit to an edge guard, but you see him backing up. He doesn't want to be right on top of a hammer in case that recovery comes out. JerryK putting out some big moves, not quite the knockout move yet. The nair was just a little bit too low to take him off the top. It's the axe side air, recently buffed to get the knockout.
JerryK, it's very interesting. Like 9 times out of 10, you'll see a hammer player go for a recovery on that corner, right? Because of that reversal, because they're lower than stage height. But JerryK is like, no, I'm going to throw out this kind of longer reaching thing. This hammer neutral air didn't quite lead to those knockouts, but it is interesting to see that kind of divergence in hammer play.
Oh no, is this the stock? That's the stock!
Yeah, that's
hammer on the edge! Ladies and gentlemen, JerryK just takes that stock away from Sphynx.
And that is why you try not to contest a hammer vertically. That hammer recovery is so deadly.
Jerry found himself in the advantage state there and just kept pushing and kept pushing. And it seems like Sphynx might have panicked into those ground pounds towards the end.
He's staying high above him. JerryK really relying on these stomps. You saw him stomping underneath Sphynx, trying to catch his landing. Now he's going to switch it up, start to go for these nairs. He's recognizing Sphynx playing a little bit more of an aerial game.
It seems like right now Sphynx is just kind of swinging. Swinging in JerryK's general direction, hoping something's going to hit. So we haven't seen a lot of connections coming out from him. And he needs to find something real quick before Jerry finds the side air that's going to take him out and take game 1.
Solid finish from JerryK. Someone who had to work his way through the loser's bracket, started the top 8 on the loser's side, versus Sphynx, who started on the winner's side, lost in game number 5 against Ghoul, and is now here in this position.
Now we're seeing a very important switch up for Sphynx, going from the Brawlhalla over to the Macho Man, which is of course a crossover for Olgrim. Gonna have the axe carryover, but does Sphynx have a lance?
Might not even need it. Starting to see a little bit more axe play come out. Maybe needed a little bit of a warm-up. Not sure how long Sphynx has been waiting after his loss in the winner's bracket. Nice neutral light.
A lot of whiff moves. That's going to be a punish and the stock. JerryK easily finds that D-Light into the side air, punishing Sphynx.
JerryK's got a really solid hammer. This neutral light into side light, keeping Sphynx on this side wall. Sphynx does get past. Now we're going to see if Sphynx has that lance.
I swear that lance has bigger range than other lances. There's just something about it. Like it has an extra little circle to go along with the finger.
It's got that extra muscle. Macho Man. Nice side air.
Jerry on the edge. Oh man. Oh, Sphynx, so you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful, man. You got a weapon you can throw. Do that, please.
Oh snap! Now he's starting to get caught. Able to dodge through, but JerryK immediately with the pickup goes for the Russian Mafia, but Sphynx gets outside of it, hits the side air. Whoa, that was a risky ground pound.
Okay, that's the one. Oh, no, Sphynx! You didn't need to go for that on our ground pound. The weapon toss was a good idea, but you need to be very careful when you try to ground pound on top of a hammer.
Stock count has been evened up by Sphynx, but still damage advantage to JerryK, and there's the stock lead now after that down air. You saw Sphynx do a panic spot dodge, that kind of pressure from JerryK forcing it out. And then JerryK was like, all right, now's my opportunity. I just need to get above you and hit that down air.
Sidelight side air, then Sphynx dares back to the back to the platform. How did he get 2 sidelight side airs? What?
Let's go. Sphynx able to even up the stocks and the health.
How is he able to pick up 2 back-to-back sidelight side airs?
That is, again, not a true combo for you Lance players out there. Or you people fighting against a Lance player. Oh, missed the ground pound.
That's one of those cases where I think pivoting it would have helped Mark. Oh, Sphynx.
Where's he going?
I'm not the biggest fan, but it's working.
It's definitely a riskier playstyle from the Lance than we've been seeing. Even like earlier today, right, where we were seeing the who was it on the Lance? Joe Suit on the Ologram. He was a lot more kind of neutral game focused, on stage focused, whereas Sphynx, he's just gonna control all skies everywhere.
Ooh. Oh, back-to-back downlights from Sphynx. The second one gets punished by JerryK.
Neutralite might almost be enough. Sphynx with the down air able to touch the wall.
That was a close one. It's going to be a side air from JerryK to take that one.
1 game left for Sphynx to try to hold on. JerryK currently up 2-0. Does Sphynx have another Axe character? Or maybe it'll be a Lance this time. Nope, he's just going to change up the skin game. All right. Didn't like that WWE versus WWE, or maybe he did. He's just playing games, just trying to show off all the skins he's got.
So we saw him start off with the Brawlhalla, of course, having an axe, and he primarily played with axe. But then he goes and switches to the Macho Man, the Olgrim, that has an axe, but he's primarily Lance. That makes me wonder, was the Brawlhalla just an experiment? Why start with Brawlhalla this late in the tournament? We don't see his characters reported for the rest of the tournament, so I don't know if he was playing Brawlhalla the rest of the time and the Brawlhalla was working.
Yeah, who knows? Brawlhalla might have been the thing to get him to game 5 against Ghoul. Or maybe he's like one of those players, I forgot who it was, but way back in the day, there was a player who would start with like a Lucian, and then if that didn't work out, they would switch it up. Or conversely, they would start with the other character and then switch to Lucian on loss. Maybe Sphynx is that kind of player where he has those two characters, and he'll kind of toggle between the two depending on loss.
It is interesting though, is his axe play leaves a lot to be desired. And I think if he tightens up the Lance play, which will come with time, Sphynx is going to be a nasty player.
I almost think this kind of loose, off-the-cuff Lance play is what's working so well for him, though. Like, this kind of wild man with a Lance in the hands it's keeping JerryK on his toes.
It is, but Jerry's still up 2-0 in the set, so it's not sustainable whatsoever. It might be sustainable throughout the tournament, but definitely up to a certain point, definitely up to this point, it is not sustainable whatsoever.
There's going to be players who are able to kind of hone in on what's happening with that Lance play, and I think Sphynx recognizes it. You see him switch over to the axe for a brief moment before getting disarmed by that recovery. We're going to go back to this Lance. Both of them fairly damaged. JerryK with a slight lead over him, and that weapon toss is going to be the stock.
Now, we are in a special tournament server for the tournament today. I would love to see what Sphynx has character level-wise for both Brawlhalla and Olgrim. That is unfortunately something that we aren't able to have on this build. We only see level 100s. And that's always something that's immensely interesting to me.
Yeah, it's always curious to see if they're a person who's gotten it to level 5 or if they're a person who's gotten it to level 95, you know? There's a huge difference in amount of time put and dedicated to a character. And it kind of lets you in on what they're looking for with their character.
Did get the knockout with the axe. He's swapping back to the axe. He's going to stick with that.
Nice neutral light.
It seems like with Sphynx's axe that he doesn't quite know what to do after he gets... Oh, that's a brutal bounce. He's done. He's done.
Unfortunate. Caught by the top of that down sig.
It seems like Joker in The Dark Knight, right? Where he's like, I wouldn't know what to do with the car if I caught it. It seems like Sphynx gets a hit and doesn't really know how to capitalize as much off of that hit. He gets that hit and then kind of either gets punished or tries to maybe reset to neutral.
It is so weird to me you used a metaphor from within the movie as your metaphor.
Oh, yeah. Bro, my brain's huge.
He's talking about a dog catching the car, and you're like, yeah, man, Joker wouldn't know what to do if he caught the car.
Well, he says that in the movie.
You're right, you're right.
I'm just on another level.
Yeah. The Wild Man, Macho Man, currently one stock behind JerryK. Exclamation point starting to come out. The side air will even up the stocks again. Sphynx able to keep this one close. But does he have what it takes to take a game off of JerryK right now?
His axe play here on this game on Miami Dome is a lot better than the axe play we saw from Brawlhalla.
It's still non-traditional axe play, though. It's not sidelight nair into thing. It's like he'll get a hit here and there and just kind of appreciate the fact that axe can win out in damage trades when you're going blow for blow. That was
Oh, big down signature from Jerry. Just far away enough from the edge that he's not going to get hit by anything that Sphynx is going to throw out when he's on the wall, but just close enough to the edge, the down signature is not going to bounce him. He's still going to go with that like upward part of the swing. I think the first part of the swing, it's very high. Since down doesn't bounce, doesn't take away any of that momentum, and JerryK is going to take it 3-0. But Sphynx, with the best run of his entire career here today in any important Southeast Asian tournament, and he did it in a seasonal championship. Fantastic work from Sphynx.